We're continuing our breaking news coverage here this afternoon. Out of Adams County, the sheriff's office says the deputy injured in a shooting this morning remains in intensive care.
The sheriff says the deputy was shot 5 times following a foot chase at the Caraway Apartments at 74th and Broadway this morning. 9 News reporter Kevin Vaughn, you've been there all morning. You were just at the briefing where they walked through what happened, but they did not share specifics on the deputy's condition.
Sam and Alex, that's right. They said that he was shot multiple times. The sheriff said he suffered 5 different wounds. He described his condition as stable, but he is in intensive care, which suggests he's got at least serious injuries. Let me walk you through everything the sheriff told us in this briefing a few minutes ago. This began, as you noted, at 7401 Broadway. That's the Caraway Apartments, around 2:30 a.m. Adams County Sheriff's deputies went there on a report of a disturbance with weapons. When they arrived, several people fled on foot, but they did make one arrest. Deputies stayed in the area, and about 2.5 hours later, around 5 a.m., those deputies saw people at the apartment complex that they thought were involved in the earlier incidents. A foot chase ensued, and that deputy was shot multiple times in a stairwell. Another person was also shot. That person died a few hours later at a hospital. Sheriff's deputies made several other arrests. The sheriff did not identify them. He did talk a short time ago, though, about whether there was a danger to the community. Let's hear from Adams County Sheriff Gene Claps.
We're still, again, processing people. There's still individuals that we haven't found and identified, so we're still working on some witnesses, but we do believe that we have everybody responsible for this in custody.
We should note that the sheriff said it's still under investigation who shot that other person who died and what role that person played in this whole incident. We don't know that yet, and we are still working to obtain the identities of a number of people who were arrested today by Adams County Sheriff's deputies. Reporting live from the Adams County substation in Commerce City, Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
Yeah, Adams County being tight on information on this one, but Kevin, thank you for working and getting us some more info. Well, today we're dealing with high winds, high fire danger as we take a look outside. This is a video from CSU in Fort Collins from a little bit earlier. You can see the wind just whipping that flag around. Taking a live look outside now, this is over Spear and Logan, right outside of our station, and you can see our flags, Go Broncos, whipping around a little bit, not quite as heavy as we were seeing earlier, but still, it's going back and forth.
And right now, there are some road closures we want to tell you about due to the wind. This is a look at our CDOT cams on I-70 in Lyman. You can see the dust and wind. It is picking up there. I-25 near the Wyoming state lines also closed to drivers. You can check cotrip.org for the latest closures and conditions. Right now, there are still more than 17,000 people without power. It's affecting the areas of Larimer and Weld counties. The outages started at 8 this morning. There's no set time that the power will be back on. Once the wind dies down, Excel crews will be able to start checking all the power lines and then start restoring the electricity. So let's check in now with Corey Reppenhagen, who's been tracking the wind and how the weather's going to kind of dip and then come back up over the weekend.
Yeah, we'll have one kind of nice day on Sunday and then another batch of cold air coming on Monday. And the winds are going to be pretty persistent, although these really strong gusts will start to die down after about 6 o'clock. These are the peak wind gusts reported across the area today. This is at least the ones that have been captured by weather stations. Virginia Dale, Buckeye coming in with the strongest gusts. Both of those communities are up in Larimer County, where the forecast was for the highest winds. Lyman, Akron out on the eastern plains, where that wind has been kicking up the dust. You can actually see it all the way from Horsetooth Mountain looking over Fort Collins and out onto the eastern plains. Pretty much the entire eastern plains is just covered in dust right now. Here's the wind gust currently. We just had another 43-mile-per-hour gusts out at DIA. So all this wind out on the eastern plains is creeping into the east side of the metro. The Boulder County foothills, Larimer County foothills, Gilpin County foothills have been rocking. Here's Buckeye way up here to the north of Fort Collins. That's it's not really a town, but it's a community, and they have had consistent 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts all day long. It's kind of near Wellington up there. So we have a big football game coming up tomorrow, and there will be some wind, not really strong winds, but that'll get you see these temperatures here during the Broncos game in the 30s. The wind chill probably close to freezing for the entire game, especially the second half. So it'll be a chilly day out there on Saturday. I'll have more on that forecast coming up in just a little bit, guys.
All right, Corey, thank you. In northern Colorado, people who weren't in the planned outage areas say they also lost power. In fact, during lunch hour today in Wellington, downtown lost power unexpectedly. The manager of Wellington Grill, Blair Peterson, says debris scattered across their patio. She says this affects them and other people in town today. She's also worried about tomorrow.
We've got the Nuggets game, the Broncos playoff game. There's a ton of stuff going on. Losing half for a full day of business, especially on a Friday, is hugely impactful. Yeah, we can't do anything because we can't have like our hood vents on or anything like that, so we can't really cook anything.
Also concerned about the uncertainty of this outage, especially with the big game tomorrow.
Let's talk Broncos ahead of Sunday's, no, that should be Saturday's Broncos
Yes.
playoff matchup.
Good
Like
catch.
something's not right there. The rivalry is already taking shape, not at the stadium, but at Denver International Airport.
She's right. Fans from both teams flying in and out, crossing paths, sharing terminals, and keeping the trash talk mostly friendly.
Nine News reporter Evan Krugel caught up with them and found out the airport might not be the only neutral zone in this rivalry.
Yeah, Alex, we came to the airport today looking for some fans ready to talk some trash, but instead we found two fan bases with a lot more in common than you might think.
May we have your attention, please?
Of course, the Denver Bronco game, they're playing the Bills, and we need to revenge last year. No Bills! No!
Denver International
You're in the wrong airport.
has a way of bringing people together.
Bills Broncos playoff game. Yeah.
We're all coming in to watch the game tomorrow.
And while playoff football can be intense,
I always represent.
both sides do have nice things to say about each other.
I use the Broncos in Madden, and I like the mountains. So
I like the mountains. The mountains is good.
The tailgating and putting babies through, tables and all the things they're doing, which is classic Buffalo.
You know, you look around and how can you not love the majestic mountains that are around here and everything else? And the people have always been super friendly.
But there was some trash talking.
Denver's beautiful, a destination that a lot of people love to go to. Buffalo, I don't know.
Traffic on I-25.
Denver's not our enemy.
Yeah, they are.
They're our enemy tomorrow.
No, I'm not going to do any trash talking. I don't believe in that. You know, I believe may the best city and the best team win, and hopefully they root for us if we win. I'm going to root for them if they win.
Plus, there is one thing both fan bases can agree on.
Well, the Patriots for sure.
We do definitely dislike the Patriots.
You always hate New England.
Patriots and the Chiefs.
I really think everybody's cheering against the Patriots. And if they aren't, they should be.
And celebrating that the Chiefs aren't even in the playoffs this year.
Also that.
So whether you're wearing orange and blue or blue and white, this is one place where rivals end up side by side.
Enjoy, my friend.
Good luck, man.
Enjoy the game.
Cheers.
Now, both fans also agreed on something else. They are expecting a close game tomorrow. Should be a fun one. Kickoff set for 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. Reporting live outside DIA, Evan Krugel, 9 News.
Evan, I know, I just got to know, did you partake in any of this trash talk, Evan?
You know, I would never do that. Way too professional to participate myself. Yeah, I tried a little bit, but everyone was just so friendly and so courteous. It was surprising to see. So yeah, just a little bit.
It's true, though. We're both known for being really nice fans, which is a good thing. This is a really good thing that it's not an ugly rivalry. Thank you, Evan Krugel.